What's going on? How you doing? My name is David the Crook, and today I'm going to show you how to mix 90s style vocals. But before we get into the video, I want to remind you to subscribe and drop a like. I have a song here. It's called Don't Make a Fuss by the official Izzy. I'll play the hook and part of the verse so we can get a feel of the song. This is going to be one of those like 90s feeling songs where you're just like cruising down the street like in LA or something like that, and you're just like vibing to the song. I don't know, it just gives you like this dope vibe. So I'm gonna play it and then we'll just go from there.
If you feel some type of way, let me remind you, we both have our part, both our broken hearts. You always had hope in love, I always had hope in us, but it's been hard to learn to trust, and you always been making a fuss. She said, don't you break my...
There you go. That's like the hook and the verse. So let's get into it. So I ended up taking off all the plugins just because we will be starting from scratch. And one of the first things I like doing when I'm mixing vocals in general is automating the vocals. And I don't personally go in and automate it by itself. I use a plugin by WA Production called Outlaw. If you don't want this plugin, you can use one by Waves. They have Vocal Writer. I haven't used it, but I heard it's dope. I think it's probably better than this one if I'm being honest, but I'm only grabbing 50% of the mix just because I want the dynamics of the automated vocal, and then I want the rawness of the other 50% just to blend in well. Plus, I don't want to sound too robotic. If I'm being honest, I use like the same 3 plugins just to start off my vocals, and then from there, whatever other plugins I use just depends on the color that I want to add to the vocal.
If you feel some type of way, let me we both have our part, both are broken.
And then the next plugin I'm gonna add is RVox, and what this I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go for, I'm not gonna go for heavy compression or light compression. I'm gonna go somewhere around in the middle just because I want the dynamics of the vocals, just because they're gonna be like right in your face, giving it like the old school grittiness feel to the vocal. So I'm probably gonna do about a 4 dB compression, no more than 6.
If you feel some type of way, let me we both have our part, both are broken hearts. You always had hope in love.
So with the RVox, it's bringing out the vocals and it's putting it like right in your face where you want them. And then from here, the third plugin that I always use on all my vocals is the SSLE channel, just because you could do some EQing with this plugin as well as some compression, and it gives it this nice color if you turn the analog on. And with this vocal, we're going to be going for a nice high end, but we want the vocals to be full also, so we're not going to take out a lot of the low end. We're just going to go for that well blend of full vocals.
If you feel some type of way, let me we both have our part, both are broken hearts. You always had hope in love, I always had hope in us, but it's been hard to learn to trust, and you always been making the fuss. She said, don't you break my heart, I can't promise that. I've been chasing birds, and I've been trying to top these charts, but if I said don't...
What I ended up doing here is I cut out 120. I did a 2 dB on the compression. I did a ratio of 2. I did a fast release, and then I'm not compressing all the vocals. I'm just getting more of that when he goes louder or when he starts singing. That's what's mostly getting compressed. And then I did a boost at 16K, about 5.5, just to take out some of that crispiness, just to get out some of that air out of his vocals, and also boost it up at 6K just to take out more of that feeling, more of that crispiness out of the vocals. Cut at around 400 to take out some boxiness. Now the next plugin I'm going to be using is a Pultec. The plugin is by Waves, and with this plugin I'm boost up some of that low end, giving it a nice full end, thickening up the vocals just to give it more of that old school feel to it. And I'm gonna be boosting up some more of the high end at around 12K.
If you feel some type of way, let me remind
Now you want to be careful when you're boosting up some of that low end, just because if you boost up too much, you do get some muddiness. So you just want to be careful of how much low end you boosted. And on the high frequencies, I boosted about 4. I would add a little bit more, but I don't want it too harsh on people's ears. Now from here, what I'm gonna do is add a compressor, and the compressor I'm using is a Studio VCA, just because this compressor gives it more of that old school feel that I was looking for. It makes the vocals fuller also.
If you feel some type of way, let me remind you, we both have our part.
This one sounds good too. The vintage, this last one sounds good, but I'm gonna stick to just the Studio VCA. And then from here, what I'm gonna do is add another compressor, and this compressor is by Waves. It's the CLA2 Compressor. It's modeled after one of those vintage compressors. I like this compressor because of what it makes the vocal sound like. It just gives it a nice feeling to the vocals. It goes well with all vocals. I always use this on my vocals. I'm just gonna go for like probably a 2-3 dB gain reduction.
If you feel some type of way, if you feel some type of way, let me remind you.
From here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a de-esser, and the de-esser I use is by Waves. It's siblings. Pretty much all the plugins I use are by Waves. They're like my go-to mixing plugins, and if you want to buy some, I have a link in the description so you can get 10% off each plugin you buy. So if a plugin is like 29 bucks, you get the plugin for 26 because of the discount. Now that's stupid cheap if you think about it, because you could find like this one, I bought it for 26 bucks, which is stupid cheap because it like literally models and replicas of hardware that costs like thousands of dollars, where you could just get it for 26. So you can never go wrong with the Wave plugins. They work.
If you feel some type of way, let me remind you, we both have our part.
And the cool thing about sibilants is not only does it take out S's, but it also takes out other syllables that are harsh to the ears and hurt your ears. So if I were to turn this monitor on, it will show you what frequencies it's ducking.
If you feel some type of, both are broke.
So those are the frequencies that are ducking, which is dope because those are the frequencies that are gonna just throw everything off, and it's pretty much harsh and it hurts people's ears. And the last thing I'm gonna do from here is I'm not gonna use any auto tune, just because the song doesn't really need auto tune. Plus, we want more of that natural voice in the song to give it more of that vibe, that more of that feeling is. And I'm gonna add S1 Imager. I'm gonna push it out a little bit more than I usually do. I'm probably do about 120, and that's just gonna spread out the vocals a bit more, give it a nice space. Also, it's not really noticeable, it's just more for people with headphones. And then for the plugins that I'm gonna be bussing is I'm gonna be bussing Little Radiator, I'm gonna be bussing H Delay, this reverb plate, and then this plugin by Native Instruments. This preamp is a preamp I always use on all my vocals, just because it gives it this nice color to the vocals. It fills it up. Now you can turn this noise on here and it'll add like a noise to the vocals, and it'll give it more of that old school feel, but I didn't add it to it.
If you feel some type of way, let me remind you, we both have our part, both our broken hearts. You always had hope in love.
Now the delay that I added a 1/8 delay ping pong host. The feedback's at 60, cut out some of that lows, the analog's on off, and then I added a sidechain just because for this style of vocals we don't want too much delay. We just kind of want it in the background, adding like space, more space to the vocal. So I did a sidechain of the ratio at 4.23. I put the threshold at 30. I did a quick attack and a quick release, and this is going to be a subtle delay just in the background, so I don't want it to be too noticeable.
If you feel some type of way, let me remind you, we both have our part.
So it's mostly when there's spaces, that's when the delay comes in, just to give it a little bit of feeling. But other than that, we don't want it to be heard in the song. And for the reverb, I use Reverb plate 140, and all I did was cut out some of that lows. I didn't really do much to it, boosted up a little bit some of the highs to take out some of that old school feel, just because this reverb is going to be one of those reverbs that, like, it's one of those slap reverbs where it's like right in your face. It's a small room, the decay time is kind of big, but it goes with the song. So other than that, I have like the blend not all the way on. I kind of want to play with the dry signal and the wet signal, so that's why I'm also bussing it.
If you feel some type of way, let me remind you, we both have our part in both our broken hearts.
So this is giving it a nice feel. Like I said, this reverb is more in your face reverb. And the second reverb we're using by Native Instruments, I just have it on airy. I think it's like the first one that opens up. I have the mix all the way up, the pre-delay at 3.41. I cut out some of the lows, diffusion 25, and then the decay time is 4.8. And this is a reverb that's going to give it that wideness, that openness, that space to the vocals.
If you feel some type of way, let me remind you, we both have our part in.
So that sounds good right there. I'll probably take a little bit of the reverb off, but other than that, that's how you mix this like new old school vocals feel that, I don't know, it gives you like that LA vibe where you're just cruising it, just kicking it. That's why I really like this song. And the link to the song will be down below in the description so you can check out the full song. The song goes hard. I want to remind you to subscribe and drop a like. Now, if you want your song mixed and mastered by me, feel free to hit me up on my Instagram or on my email. Everything will be down below in the description. The Waves discount code will also be in the description. And I hope to see you in the next video. Peace.